I'm Scott Allen Miller. It is the 30th of May, 2022. It is Mother's Day here in Nicaragua. And we started off the day in El Viejo, in the Departamento Chinandega. If you watched yesterday's episode, we had the opening of our new bar, Los Mangos, up in El Viejo. We had a soft opening on Saturday. We had a hard opening yesterday. On Saturday, it was a soccer game, and the place was absolutely jam-packed. Yesterday, it was pretty busy, but not completely packed. We had DJs both those days. Tonight, we have the Mother's Day celebration, so we have a band playing. So we actually have live music for the first time ever at Bar Los Mangos, but I'm not staying for that. I've got to get home and hang out with the kids. I get to go home and hang out with the kids. Shouldn't say have to. And so I got up this morning and had breakfast with Dominica, and then kind of got ready a little bit quickly, and then worked on getting back home, which is a little bit hard because it's a holiday, and this is a holiday when a lot of the country shuts down. So there were basically no taxis. There were a few. They were very busy and trying to get home. So I ended up having to share a taxi with several people and kept making loops of the city before they finally got me down to Chinandega, because you have to take a taxi from El Viejo to Chinandega. I don't know of a bus that goes between them. There's probably something, but I don't know what it is. It's not real far, but it's inconvenient. Took a taxi down there and got to the bus station after driving around Chinandega for a bit, and then got on the bus at Chinandega and had a nice easy ride back to Leon. When I got back to Leon, I didn't take a taxi, and this is a big mistake, and this is something that people should think about. I took a triciclo because they tried to talk me into it. They're like, "Oh, take a triciclo." You know what? I'm like, "But I'm going to La Barrio." They're like, "Oh, no problem." And then it's of course really far away, and when we get there, he wants twice as much money as a taxi would be because it's so far. That's why I told you it was far at the beginning. Don't take a triciclo if you're going any distance. Take a taxi. Triciclos are good for when it's really close. And negotiate your price beforehand, not after. Because taxis, everyone has the same price, but triciclos are always like, "Oh, pay me extra because it was hard work." Well, of course it's hard work. You also don't have to pay for a car. Yeah, anyway. Lessons learned, but it was a pleasant ride and whatever. Got home. So by the time I got home, it was like early afternoon. So it was feeding the kids, walking the dogs, getting into the office, and getting a little bit of work done because there was some to do, and I was working from my cell phone most of the morning. But it is Mother's Day here, so everything in Latin America is closed, and it is Memorial Day in the United States, so everything in the US is closed pretty much. So we were closed, but I always have some work that I have to do, so I was doing that. And by the way, I'm filming in a different location because I wanted some variety, and this week, not today, but the rest of this week is going to be absolutely insane in how busy it is, and so I need some different venues to be able to quickly pump out videos, so I'm testing this out. I've got the GoPro on a tripod, and I've got my lavalier mic, and I'm hoping that this turns out nicely. I've got some different ideas for how I can film out here, and I'm hoping that the echo is not too bad. I can hear the echo as I speak, so I'm worried that it'll be a little bit echoey, but hopefully it works out okay. But this is just a courtyard here in Leon that's pretty convenient for me to record in. This is a bitter orange tree, and by the way, here in Nicaragua, obviously you can grow oranges, but they're very rare. So it's quite uncommon to find a true orange that is grown here. Obviously you can buy them. What is grown here and what everybody calls an orange is actually a bitter orange, and I don't have one within my reach here. Well, I kind of do, but it's rotted. And they're a little bit bigger than an orange, and they're much darker than an orange, and they're actually part of the pomelo family. So they smell like and taste much closer to a grapefruit than to an orange. And it's worth noting that grapefruits sometimes can interact with some heart medications, and being in the grapefruit family, so can these. So be aware that if you get something like orange juice here, it very well may interact with the medication you have. So think about its reactions in terms of grapefruit rather than of orange. Bitter oranges do mostly taste like oranges. They can be used in a lot of the same things, but they are very grapefruity, and they are the orange used in citrus cleaners most of the time. So they're very nice. You can make some great food and stuff out of them. They're really popular on barbecues, like you slice them and put them on meat when cooking and stuff. So they're really nice, but they are not what you're used to as an orange. So just something to be aware of when you go to get different foods here or whatever. If it says orange, chances are, and even orange juice, if it's like packaged orange juice coming from another region, it's probably oranges. If it is local fresh, it is probably bitter oranges, and it's going to taste a bit different, but good, just different. So I'm interested to see if filming out here is going to work, because if it does, I have a number of different kind of angles and things that I can play with and try to do some more interesting things, because let's face it, I tend to film a lot of the same places, and right now my foot is still in pretty bad shape, so I can't walk around as much as I want to. And then this week coming like in front, for the next week in front of me, is going to be one of the busiest I've had in a long time, and so I'm going to have no time to be filming or anything for the next several days. So I'm going to be scrambling just to get everything ready for you guys. So that's kind of where I am and why I'm filming here. Today, once I got home and kind of caught up, I had a pretty light day. I went and talked to the kids, and I'm like, this is our chance. We have a day to ourselves. Your mom is staying at the bar to help with the band and everything tonight. So it was just me here. So I'm like, let's make a game night of it. Walk the dogs, make some food that we all wanted. I did a bunch of grilled cheese sandwiches, which the kids really like. They like my grilled cheese. And we fired up Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Now this is the one that they had started with their cousins, and we've basically taken more than a year to get through this one, and now it's the next one in our line. So we now know, because we were just in Texas, we didn't get to play it, so we're gonna just play it on our own. We worked through it, and we stayed up until about 2 o'clock in the morning, but we finished the game. We made it all the way through. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, I believe it is I think it's game number 13 if you're going chronological in the series, and I believe it is our 22nd game that we have completed out of the Nancy Drews. So we're pretty hardcore. And tomorrow we will be going back to Danger by Design, which we're already a little bit into, but only a little bit, maybe 2 hours, that we started playing when we thought we were going to hold this one for later. So it was a really fun night. It was just the three of us and the dogs all camped out in the air conditioning. I think I mentioned the other day, maybe a week ago, we moved the video game computer into my bedroom, so we have air conditioning, and it's pretty quiet in there. It doesn't have all the road noise and stuff. It actually insulates pretty well, heavy door and heavy walls, so it works out really well. And we have a king bed, so we just all camped out in the bed with the dogs. The dogs thought it was the greatest thing ever. They had snuggles for the entire evening, and we had a lot of fun. It was really nice having an entire holiday that we pretty much got to spend together. It was nice. So that was my day. It was a lot of fun. Now, that was my day. At the bar, we actually completely filled up. So we have seating for about 400, plus the dance floor was standing room only. Like everybody was like, you couldn't get onto the dance floor. The cops had to be called out. We had some fights. They sold out of beer, and actually they told people, okay, get somewhere safe because we're about to announce that there's no more beer. Like, this is hardcore how well this has gone this weekend. We're really excited. Now, of course, it's first weekend, everything's popular, it's first weekend, it's a holiday weekend, so we don't know how it's going to go long term, but this was a wildly successful, beyond our wildest dreams, opening weekend at Bar Los Mangos. And I showed a little bit of the bar yesterday, just a couple seconds. I think in 2 weeks I'm going to be able to be out there again for another event. It's very busy here, and so I'm hoping that I'll be out there, because in 2 weeks we are opening our restaurant at Bar Los Mangos. Right now it's only beer. And it needs to be, because our kitchen isn't built. So they're building the kitchen right now. They're buying new fridges and freezers and putting in all that kind of stuff. And the plan is, in roughly 2 weeks, we are going to have the kitchen open. It's a limited menu. It's a bar menu. But I really want to go up and be there for the opening weekend of the restaurant, so we can check that out. So hopefully at that point, because I've already been there and it won't be as busy, I'll be able to get up and do a little bit of filming for that as well. So that was our day. The bar is going great. It was a really awesome day playing games with the kids, and life is good here in Nicaragua. And everyone up in El Viejo is having a lot of fun getting to hang out. Dominica and Kat were up there for a couple days, right? They're hanging out up there to just do the bar stuff while it gets opened, and I'm going back and forth now, and Paul ran errands up there today as well. So we've been busy going back and forth, and we're more and more thinking that we need to get a car, which will come up very soon. All right, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and I will see all of you tomorrow.